What's up guys, Andrew here. So yeah, before I crack into this video, if you don't know me yet, I was smoking weed for 15 years of my life. Out of those 15 years, I spent 10 years trying to quit, and it was not easy for me. For many people it's easy, but for about 10% of the people who smoke weed, 10% of them get hooked and yeah, addicted essentially, and can't quit when they want. I was one of those. And so if you're trying to quit, and having difficulty quitting, it's really important that you do some things differently. One thing that you need to do differently, or one thing you need to change, is your perceptions. You need to change what you perceive. You need to see that some of the things you're perceiving are actually false. That in fact you're believing illusions to be true. And one thing that you need to realize, and just me saying this, you might understand it intellectually, but it takes kind of repetition and willingness to understand it on a deeper level, and that is that weed, it can never give you what you want. It can never give you what you want. And to quit, or at least be free from it, be free from addiction and compulsion, it's really important that you do some work on yourself. Essentially, get out the pen, get out the paper, and write about your experience. Write why are you smoking it? Why are you smoking it? What's it giving you? And also, why do you want to quit? Or at least, why do you want to stop smoking like you're smoking now? So in other words, what are you losing from it? And yeah, so like, why are you smoking it, of course? And what's it giving you? What do you perceive it's giving you? So for example, for me, I perceived that it was relaxing me. That's why I would smoke it, to just be relaxed, to relax myself, to ease the tension, or take the edge off, as some people like to say. And so for me, it was to ease the tension, or to relax me. And I would have the first joint of the day, and I would just kind of feel like a whoosh, just like a, yeah, and that's kind of how I describe it, like a whoosh, like just something's washing over me, like a feeling of relaxation. But then, as I became to be more, or like develop the awareness within myself, become, just have more attention within myself, I realized that actually it wasn't relaxing me. It like had this physical feeling over me, had a physiological effect, but like maybe an hour later, or even half hour later, or however long I would want another joint, and I still wasn't relaxed. I clearly wasn't relaxed. And I would have another joint, and I wouldn't get that feeling as the first joint, but maybe I would feel something, maybe not. And then I would, at some point, want another one, and then like that kind of feeling of agitation, like I need. Oh, I'm shaking the screen as I do it, which kind of represents the agitation. Like I need something. That agitation, like that. So that never went. And so yeah, I was smoking it to relax me, to ease the tension. But in truth, the tension never went. It actually didn't relieve the tension. It seemed like it, but it didn't. I was wrong this whole time. I was believing the illusions to be true. I was, perceiving that this thing was giving me this thing, doing this magical thing, where actually it didn't. It seemed like it at first. And it kind of, with addiction, it's kind of like we're chasing a memory. We're chasing this thing in the future, or we're chasing this thing that's outside of us, that we don't have, perceiving that salvation good way that I've come to learn that fits. For me, it fits salvation. Salvation is in the future. Salvation is outside of me. I'm lacking. Without this thing, I'm lacking. I'm lacking now. I need to get this thing in the future. That's like the perspective. And it's false. The truth is, you're not lacking. You're not lacking anything. Nothing outside of you can give you anything. And nothing in the future can give you anything either. You're full, you're whole, you're complete, you're perfect as you are right now. Nothing outside of you can give you anything. And you can't do anything to make yourself better, to make yourself more whole. Just as you can't do anything to make yourself less whole. And yeah, and if you perceive that we can give you something, it's just not true. It can't give you anything that you don't already have. If you perceive that weed gives you happiness, it's not true. Happiness is already within you. In fact, it's the end of craving, when you finally get this thing, the end of desire, the end of this feeling of lack. That's what you're after, the end of the feeling of lack. And when I was perceiving that weed eases the tension, and then I realized, oh, actually it doesn't ease the tension, because I still have the tension, which is why I just keep smoking more and more, because it's not working. So I realized, okay, it's the tension that I need to look at. So weed doesn't get rid of the tension. Nothing gets rid of the tension. But the tension is something I need to look at. And so and then I realized that this tension is something that I'm doing. So we're not naturally tense. If I'm feeling tense, it's because I'm doing something to make myself tense. So to then smoke weed to kind of ease the tension, that makes no sense, because might as well just stop getting myself tense in the first place, rather than get tense and then do something to lift it, to ease it. But if I'm still doing the thing that makes me tense, it makes no sense. Might as well just stop doing the thing that makes me tense. So that's what I've been working on, essentially. And what really helps, a few things, some kind of deeper work I've been doing the last 3 years. Meditation also is very powerful. Meditation there's different types of meditation. I want to discuss these and even teach you some of these in more videos. But meditation, you can check that out. I'm gonna plant that seed for you. Meditation is going to be beneficial. Also yoga, more specifically Kundalini yoga. So yoga, the word means yoga means union. And I talked about how when we're craving something, or when we're hooked on something, we're coming from a sense of lack, a perception that we lack, and a feeling that we lack, and something outside of us can complete us, in a sense, bring us back to wholeness. And of course, it's an illusion. And yoga, yoga means union. Yoga is the Sanskrit word for union. And the practice of yoga essentially dispels the illusion that we're lacking, brings us back to the realization of wholeness. And so therefore yoga is a very powerful practice to tackle addiction, tackle cravings. The practice of yoga, gradually we just crave less, because we feel less irritable, we feel less of a lack. Yeah, and that's yoga. Kundalini yoga is a very specific type of yoga, very powerful, specific on transforming patterns, changing patterns, letting go of patterns that aren't serving us, and developing and creating, setting up better patterns, stronger patterns. So, thank you for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm intending to put out videos every day for a little while. I think this is day 18 in a row. I've been putting out videos, which is good. I'm proud to say I've committed so far, and I haven't missed a day. I'm aiming to do at least 50 days. So yeah, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. I would love to know your comments, your thoughts, any questions as well about what I've said, as well as suggestions for future videos. Would really appreciate, as well as what your challenges are, if you're having some challenges, and then I can perhaps help you with those, and also what has also helped you, what's also been beneficial for you. That'd be really cool. So thank you. Leave a comment, leave a like, and see you in the next video.